if you're looking for a relaxing and creative hobby, then cross-stitching is just for you. Today I'm gonna walk you through everything you need to know to get started with this beautiful handiwork as cross-stitching. Trust me, if you can hold a needle, you can do this, and I'll help you with that. First of all, let's start with the materials we'll need, right? Here is the very basic kit you'll need to have to start cross-stitching. So, fabric. Usually it's the so-called Aida fabric, the one that comes with such holes that were made specially for you. They will guide your needle and then actually create the form of a cross in your embroidery. These holes that are easy to notice make this kind of fabric perfect for beginner cross stitches. There are actually many types of Aida fabric with 14, 16, 20 count, etc. Now you don't need that. Just pick up the fabric that is comfortable for your eyes, the holes on which you can see easily. Then you've got to have this circle with the name of an embroidery hoop. Even though it's optional, you can perfectly do without it, especially if the fabric you've chosen is quite hard, let's call it so. You see, for example, this one I have for one cross-stitch project, it's even almost impossible to put it into the embroidery hoop. That's why I recommend you now to go for this type of fabric that you'll be able to easily put inside your embroidery hoop. They can, by the way, go in different shapes, sizes and material, plastic, wooden. This is my first ever embroidery hoop that is now about 20 years old. Wow, it served me so well during all my first years of cross-stitching. And most importantly, why do you need to buy an embroidery hoop? First of all, for your own comfort. If you cross-stitch without it, your hands will get tired very soon and they will even start hurting. And second of all, an embroidery hoop will slightly stretch the fabric you're cross-stitching on, so that later there won't be any pattern distortion. So please do get an embroidery hoop for yourself. They are pretty affordable and undoubtedly helpful and useful. Alright, what else? Of course, we need a needle. And you might think, what difficulty can it be to choose a needle? You're right, a needle is a needle, but they also come in all shapes and sizes. And you can certainly take any needle you might already have at home, but if I can advise you, I'd recommend the so-called tapestry needle. It has a larger eye and they are not that much sharp. Compare these two, for example. If I cross-stitch with this regular needle, it sometimes is really hard to put two threads into the eye, and almost always I hurt my fingers because it's rather sharp. Meanwhile, with this one, which I, by the way, got from a cross-stitch embroidery kit, I don't have such problems. And lastly, embroidery threads or embroidery floss. Usually they come like this in such rolls, is that the word? And can also be of various materials. Cotton, the one we are going to use, woolen, metallic, etc. These things you'll discover later, but now let's focus on the basics. So we are going to need cotton embroidery floss. And the last thing I'd like to mention now is a little but so useful thing as a pin cushion or a needle cushion. Of course, it's not a must, but I really highly recommend you to get one because needlework might be dangerous, especially in such cases when you comfortably sitting in your armchair or on a sofa cross-stitching, but after changing a thread color, you realize that your needle is somewhere else, but not with you. It is dangerous, seriously. Happened to me various times, to be honest. Still, from time to time, it does happen, but fortunately, and things good, without any accidents. So please, don't risk and get yourself this little thing. However, if you don't have it right now, but really want to start cross-stitching, let's agree that every time you'll be changing the thread color, you'll place your needle this way, so that it'll be safe and won't fall on you or on the floor with subsequent consequences. So, here it is, we are totally prepared to start cross-stitching. Well, and don't forget scissors as well. And before we finally get to the practice, I also have to tell you something very important, something that may save up so much time and maybe even prevent some unwanted headache. It might really seem a bit overwhelming, the number of things you need to get before starting cross-stitching. You might know nothing about the fabric types, thread types, needle types, but there is a perfect way out. Let me show you. This is how I actually began my cross-stitch obsession. I was given a little embroidery kit for beginners. I even remember it was a little dog. So you might just go to some hobby or craft shop like this one and find a cross-stitch embroidery kit. But remember, for beginners, don't be overwhelmed by those gorgeous designs you'll see nearby. We don't need this right now. To come to this, we have to start here. Give yourself some time. And in such beginner-friendly kit, you'll have actually everything. The right fabric, no need to look for it. The right needle, the right embroidery floss, and of course the embroidery pattern. Plus, be sure to read the instructions first. If it comes with the kit, there might be some useful information too. Alright, let's begin our first cross stitches. In most of the embroidery patterns, you'll be cross-stitching with 2 threads in a needle. It mostly depends on the fabric type and the pattern itself. Now you need to take 2 threads about this length. If they are too long, take only 1 thread and reach one end with another end. Cross stitches don't usually like to make knots in order to fix the thread, but to tell you the truth, I don't see anything wrong with this method. I've been cross stitching for 20 years and this is the method I use. Yes, there will be knots at the back and many embroiders say it looks ugly, but who cares about the back, right? We care about the result we'll be looking at. So now we are going to do the first half cross stitch. Go from a hole, stretch the thread till the end. And direct your needle to another hole in a diagonal direction from the hole you came. you have just made a half cross stitch. To complete it, we need to make another half cross stitch that will go above this one. So we find a hole, come here, again stretch the thread till the end and complete your cross stitch by going to the last hole that makes up a little square. That is it. You have just made a cross stitch. Easy, right? Now let's try to stitch a little line, and let's look at this little chart. We have to cross stitch 4 crosses in red color. So what I personally prefer doing is to count the number of crosses of the same color I have to stitch and first make half cross stitches, going from left to right. And then completing all these going backwards. This way it seems like I do my needlework faster. You can of course go one by one if that seems more comfortable to you. Now let's try to change the thread color. We have to first fix this thread we already have. I always go to the back and just fix the thread under a few stitches here. Maybe also make a small knot. With the new color, let's find the square we have to cross stitch. I count the number of squares from the beginning of the stitches I have just made. 1, 2, 3. So my black cross stitch should be here. Let's go. Now again, according to the chart, we need to skip 2 stitches and make our black cross stitch right here. Then go up and left. I would also like to tell you about one particular mistake I used to make for quite a long time. You have seen those half cross stitches we first make. You should now choose the direction you will give to your cross stitch. So if you start from left to right, all your embroidery should be stitched this way. Let me show you so you understand better. Look here. For example, this is a square I cross-stitched in one direction. And this is a square where I was cross-stitching each line in different directions. First from left to right, and the opposite. You see the difference, right? Now I'd like to show you some of my old cross-stitch works. Unfortunately, I don't have my very first cross-stitch works. They are all left at school I went to because my embroideries were always present at some school exhibitions, something like that. But these ones are those I created years ago. Some are framed and some are kept just like good memories. When you yourself become more confident in cross-stitching, which I'm sure you will, your embroidery projects may serve not just like framed artwork, but also as some other decorative goods. For example, like this cushion I made with the embroidery I didn't want to just frame. And be sure, soon you will come to such grand projects like the one I am working on right now. It is going to be a wonderful artwork, I think. I hope I was able to show you and assure you that starting to cross-stitch is not hard. You need patience, of course, but it is required in anything we want to start. Give yourself some time to practice. Don't pressure yourself to be perfect right at the start. And remember, there will be many stitches you will have to unstitch, many stitches you'll do wrong, but it is totally fine. You don't imagine how many of them I had to unstitch and how many nerves I actually lost at my very, very beginning of the cross-stitching obsession, let's call it so. But it was mostly because I had to learn totally by myself. Nobody taught me, and I had to learn just with my own mistakes and with my own practice. That took me quite a while. Cross-stitch might become your favorite relaxing hobby and pastime, just like in my case. Subscribe so we learn how to cross-stitch and do other handmade artwork together. Till the next class.